Now, needless to say, in that type of a situation, there are feelings of overwhelm at times. There are all kinds of raw emotions, and you have to find productive ways to express those emotions. And for me, it began with journaling. Then I took some creative writing classes because I was in high school at the time, which sparked something in me as a writer. And I had the most amazing creative writer teacher. And she was extremely encouraging when she saw what I was writing and how I was writing, and started submitting my assignments that I was doing for school to competitions. And I started winning competitions. And in the process of winning the different competitions, my work was published. And that's how I became a published author. And continued to write and publish my work from the age of 15. I was writing my feelings, my heart, my soul, my trying to figure out my feelings, my growing up, and all the things that I would have talked to my mother about, but she was sick. And we couldn't have those kind of conversations. While I'm experiencing all these things that I can't explain and don't quite understand, and simultaneously raising my younger brothers. So I was trying to grow up, trying to process. When you have a terminally ill parent or a loved one, you know any day can be that day. And that in and of itself, when it's someone that you dearly love, is profound. There are no words that can adequately describe it. It's one of those things, unless you experience it, you will never truly understand the depth of emotion, the pendulum swing of highs and lows, and valleys and mountains, and ebbs and flows that happen from day to day, week to week, and sometimes minute to minute. So we had to find, each of us in our own way, productive ways. Fighting among ourselves was not an option because we had to work together or we would lose each other. So to stay together, we had to pull it together and demonstrate a level of maturity that a lot of adults don't have. And that's where the writer in me was birthed. And in many ways, that's where many of my artistic gifts were birthed, or really began to blossom and bloom. They were my outlets. They were the words I couldn't speak and the tears I could not cry. So I take it very seriously when I write and when I speak. And people even allude to plagiarism. Again, my work is uniquely me. It's from my heart, and no one else has my heart. No one else has my soul. No one has my depth of being. No one has my cadence, the way that I speak, my choices of language, especially since our family, multiple members of our family speak multiple languages. Even my diction in terms of the congregating of verbs. I may be writing in English, but I still may change around my verbs to Spanish or one of the other languages, depending on my mood, depending on what I'm portraying or what I'm feeling at the moment. But the bottom line, it is uniquely me. And quite often, grammatically incorrect. I know that. When I need to speak or write in a manner, a scholarly manner, I have the ability to do so. Although you can cheat and use AI to do that for you. There's a time and place for everything. For everything, there's a season. There's a time for everything to be prim and proper and perfect. But as far as I'm concerned, I am more interested in articulating the emotions behind the words than the actual words themselves. When I'm drawing, you can go to school and go to college and take all these art classes. But when I draw and I paint, it's from my heart. I want you to feel what I'm feeling. Pardon the way I'm going to say this, but screw technique. Screw all this mumbo jumbo that people made up. Someone made all this mess up. Every word, somebody made it up, and everybody else decided to go along with it, and now that's the gospel. I've never really thought of myself as a rebel, but I guess I have a rebellious spirit because my attitude to all of it is to hell with it. You keep that. That's why everybody's stuff looks the same or similar, and nobody really stands out from anyone else. Do you? Again, when people see my work, when people hear me speak, when they read things that I have written, even though they may have never heard me speak, they hear me. They hear my heart, my soul, and my spirit. And again, AI does not have a heart or a soul or a spirit, and could never write the things I write, the way I write them, with the feeling infused in them, the way that I do. So, no. And I'm about to turn 60. I am not a young person. I have been writing for 45 years before there was any AI. So I don't need it. Never have, never will. It is convenient when you're doing spell checking. It's convenient when you're laying something out. It has its advantages. No different from having a staff or a secretary or someone to go over your work and make sure that you didn't leave any big mistakes or anything like that. But when it comes to the creativity, the rhythm, the flow, the cadence, the verbiage, the heart, the soul, that's all me. Always has been and always will be.